From Crosby Village
to your radio.
Bliss Radio.
Bliss Radio for a Thursday morning, the 8th of November. It's Roy Basnett here, taking you through until midday. Nicky's still with me. But we also have a couple of other geezers. No, they're not geezers, of course. We have Sarah and Tracy, who are with us in the studio at the moment, whose organisation is known as...
Rimrose Valley Friends.
Rimrose Valley Friends. Now, first of all, if you can get nice and close to the microphone for us, please. Tell us, first of all, about the Rimrose Valley, what it means to the people in this part of the world, so we understand a little bit about the natural beauty. Well, it's not natural beauty, it was converted from a lot of stuff from years ago, but it's become a natural beauty spot now, hasn't it? So tell us a little bit about that, if you would.
Yeah, well, it was a tip. But then in the 90s, Sefton Council turned it into what it is today, and it is a green lung of Sefton. We've got runners on there, it's natural land, there's cyclists on there, there's a canal that runs alongside it. And I know in the summer, me personally, our families go on there, they have picnics, skate around us.
Yeah. Blackberry picking,
yeah.
It's all there, eh?
Yeah.
So you've got this area that obviously has been used quite a lot by the community, and it would seem that the powers that be would like to use it as some kind of main route of traffic from Broomscotch Way, is it, or the new road down towards Waterloo Way? Is that roughly it?
Well, it would be from Princess Way, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then meet
that's where they want to come out, and about 5 lanes or 4 lanes, 6 lanes. It's going to decimate what's left of Seaforth.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, because is there a traffic issue there at the moment?
Massive traffic issue.
Right.
And the pollution levels are already at illegal levels down Church Road, and I really feel for the people who live down Church Road.
Right.
To have the HGVs going past their houses 24/7, an awful lot of the time. I can understand when the 2 options were put on the table. It was Highways England. It was like they did a divide and conquer. You can have this option or this option.
Right.
And the first option was for Church Road or the A5036 to be widened. The other option was to build the dual carriageway through Rimrose Valley. And then last September it was announced that it would go through Rimrose Valley.
So let's go to the first option that came up. Would that be a preferred option for you, that they widen this road? So it needs it needs bigger thinking then to solve the problem.
Absolutely, because as I said, with Highways England pitting the communities off against each other, if they lived on Church Road, they're obviously going to vote for a road that would go through somewhere else. If they're by Rimrose, be the other. So straight from the start, the options that were given weren't good enough. They weren't good enough for the community.
Right.
And Highways England is a public body. Well, it should be, and it should be for the community, not divide and conquer the community.
Right. Okay. So this is you're talking about central government that at the highest level have come up and said this is what's happening. What about the local government? Are they caught between a rock and a hard place here? Then are they?
No.
They don't want the road. They made and created Rimrose Valley, and they're fighting to save it, and they're very much on our side, and we're working with them.
Right.
And quite frankly, I feel as if it's not just the A5036 that is actually too congested. You've got other roads as well, the A565 and the B5422, which is Gauzy Lane going to Sefton Road. Crosby Road, Derby Road, Moor Lane, they're all congested, and the pollution levels are way above average. And even in that part of the region, we have a life expectancy which is 10 years less than if we were living in Thornby. My own health is suffering as a result, and I go to Rimrose Valley for a bit of fresh air, so I want to save it, and I'll do everything that I can, because it's killing us.
Well, I mean, you've highlighted the fact that there's a problem with the traffic, and it's the traffic that's heading down towards the port, really, isn't it? I've got to play devil's advocate here and say, is that not the solution then? Because obviously if it's going to relieve the pressure of the traffic that's up there, is it not a price worth paying?
They need a road, but we're campaigning for a tunnel or tunnels. The tunnels will be more realistic, because
But would that not be too expensive?
Well, it probably would, but in the long run, if they've got all this business that's coming from the port that's supposed to be, successful for the whole, and profitable for the whole country, then why should the community have to suffer as a result?
When you compare it to the south, Only last week there was £350 million bailout for the Crossrail. We have only got 250 million to deal with the infrastructure for this road, for the entire infrastructure around the port that will benefit the whole country. You also look at Stonehenge. They're building a tunnel through Stonehenge to protect the beauty of that area, whereas people don't really live around there. But are we not worth that? Are we not worth having a tunnel?
Are we looking at it indicating perhaps maybe a bit of a north-south divide here?
Well, there could be. I mean, a while ago, I did a post on Rimrose Valley Friends where I actually did from the same height in the air from looking down onto Rimrose Valley and then looking down onto Stonehenge. And, you know, you can see it's all built up round by where we are. And although it's a national monument and everything, Stonehenge, got nothing against it and all that, but the same respect should be given to the people who are living around by Rimrose, because, you know, let us keep Rimrose, let us keep what we've got left. You know,
there's not a lot. If you look at a map, you'll see there's not an awful lot. And the thing is as well, and I get it, you know, Stonehenge is part of the heritage, you've got to do something to protect it, but it's, you know, you're talking about a density of population here that's going to be exposed to that.
It's shocking as well. You know, Sarah only found out about Rimrose Valley Road because she was trying to sell a house and it come up in the search. I don't live by Rimrose Valley. I visit there a lot, and it was only from graffiti on the bins that I thought, what's all this about? And I googled it. So, you know, people don't know. And even when you go onto the valley, you can stop dog walkers, you can stop runners, and you can talk, and they don't even know that it's under threat.
To find out by accident when you live right next to it is
wrong.
shocking.
Because
it was only then that I went and researched it a little bit more, and it so happened at that time they were doing public consultations, which they said they didn't have to do in court just a couple of weeks ago. So the alternative for that would have been, here's a letter, this is what's happening, this is the outcome, and you wouldn't have had a say over it. That was one of the things that was mentioned in the judicial review that Sefton Council have brought against highways.
Where are you with the campaign at the moment? I mean, you've obviously got a standoff here. I mean, how confident are you that you'll prevail on this? Well,
I was in court 2 weeks ago at the judicial review. It was long-winded. There was an awful lot from both sides. It's difficult to say which way it's going to go. I think.
What about the support, the level of support that you've got from the community? Could you put a number on the amount of people that are supporting the campaign?
When we first started off, we had less than 1,000 people in the Facebook group. It's coming up to well over 5,000 people now.
Right.
Last year, one of our aims was to bring the community together and raise the awareness of Rimrose Valley. So last year we did the Celebrate event where we had bands on, etc. We got lottery funding to put that on for the community, and this year we've done Hands Across the Valley. Very successful. So we had almost 1,000 people turn up, which we've had the video made, and it was a really good success.
And it felt really good to be part of that as well.
But it's nice to see, because unfortunately people, you know, I'm not advocating unrest or anything, but people don't protest as much as perhaps maybe they should do in this modern day and age.
You know, people just haven't got the time. Just because they're not there doesn't mean that they're not supportive. You know, people have all sorts of reasons, but it just puts the pressure on us. We really would like more support, you know.
So you've got children and a full-time job.
What about the timescale? When are they looking to implement this?
Well, some are just gone. There should have been boreholes starting on the valley.
Right, so they should have been under construction.
Well, they should have started it by now, but Sefton Council haven't given them a permission, which is why we think that they haven't been on just yet. So it is delaying things.
It's delay, because it was supposed to be earmarked, wasn't it, for 2020?
20, yeah.
And if it doesn't go ahead, apparently it's not going to happen. That was one thing that we heard, so fingers crossed it's right. Just keep on delaying it.
So what's the next step for you now? Where are you?
Right, if the judicial review doesn't go in our favour, it doesn't mean that it can't be stopped. The judicial review was brought around because it was saying that the consultation was flawed in the first place, whereas Highways England completely ignored the outcome of that consultation anyway. We can't then carry on campaigning. We need more money. That is the simple fact. We need more money from central government. £250 million is a farce.
I would imagine the £250 million you're talking about predominantly would go on that road.
On the road.
On that road there.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, £6 billion they're given for the Thames River crossing down in London for a tunnel. £6 billion. We get £250 million. So the unfairness
I think in a day and age where environmental issues, certainly in this country, not so much in America these days, are really, really in everybody's mind, to actually give up an area which is, as you described earlier, as a lung for the area. It's you're putting nice air into the atmosphere. Is a backward step, you could argue.
Yeah, I mean, the laughable thing with Highways England as well, he said, oh, well, if we take the green space, we'll give you something back within a 3-mile radius. And it's laughable because, where exactly?
Mitigation, it's just words, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a tick box that they have to do.
Yeah. Right. Well, I couldn't help but notice you have a pink... pink gas mask there.
Because
I can't imagine that's the latest fashion icon now.
Actually, it is on Rimrose now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right, okay. You're not going through a rave, are you, or something like that?
No. What it was, when we were doing the campaign and everything, and we were talking about gas masks and things, and I said to my son, will you make me one? Because he's got a 3D printer, and I said, and can you do a pink? So he did,
wow.
And I took it along to the first protest we did in May, and it's sort of like everyone liked it. And then I was asked to bring it along to the judicial review last week, so I did. And a few photos went out, and it seems to be catching on because
becoming the famous pink mask.
Well, we're doing a Facebook Live on Blush Radio at the moment, so can you model that for us, please?
Have I got a full they went and interviewed me on, talking like...
Might be an idea to take that off when you talk. Do you know the good thing is, I've noticed she's very typical woman, she's coordinated it there.
That's
and
it.
It's all pink round there and everything. Yeah, sorry, you went on radio, you were talking about something?
Yeah, the Granada Reports, they went and interviewed me while I had the mask on, and I sounded like Kenny from South Park, didn't I? But they edited it out.
Right, oh, well, never mind, yeah. So, obviously, you've come and you've told us about it, and hopefully it's highlighted your cause a little bit, because, listen, I can understand the fact that something's got to be done to, improve the access to the port, and I can understand that, but unfortunately, I would say, and it's right across the country for the most part, it needs a bit more creative thinking as to how you're going to do these things. Just let all the trains and the buses go for free, and everybody to stop using the roads. But I can understand it, and and obviously we hope that this has highlighted the cause a little bit more for you. If people want to find out more about this, what you're doing, the campaign, how can they do that?
The Rimrose Valley Friends site on Facebook. We've got over 5,000 people in there, and we've also got Save Rimrose Valley campaign news, which is also a Facebook page that people can like. If they sign up to that, they can put their email address in, and they'll get all the updates that we have as well.
And I'm the one who looks after the emails on the website as well, so if they leave phone messages, it's usually me that picks up on it and gets back to them as soon as I've got
make sure you don't answer the phone when you've got the mask on there. They'll think rude phone call or something like that. You managed to get any celebrity endorsements from anybody from this part of the world? That might be maybe a step you could take.
Well, yeah, we have discussed that actually.
Well, there's that Roy Basnett guy.
Well,
well, I'm in. Count me in. Well, anyway, later. But listen. Well, thanks very much indeed for coming in. Appreciate it.
Can I just add in, because my class in C4 are listening right now, and I said,
hello,
I
C4
promise,
class.
hello Year 6, I'd give them all a shout out.
Yeah.
So they've been good this morning, and I'll see them
I
back again.
I think I can hear them responding there, actually. Go on, start cheering in the class, go on. Yeah, that's right. Oh, so you're a teacher down there, are you?
I am in C4,
okay, yeah. Oh, and they're obviously aware of what's going on as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, they come and did a little hands across the valley a couple of months ago, and they did a great job. And we had a
kids have got to know the value of the
absolutely.
It was down to them that we did the big hands across the valley, because none of us are experts. We don't know what we do, and we're just getting on with it and taking each day as it comes. So when we did the little hands across the valley, and we all had a ball, didn't we? It was absolutely lashing down. We got soaked. Kids loved it, but we come out of it with a buzz, thinking, right, let's do the big one now.
Quite different.
Okay. Well, girls, thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thanks for having
wish
us.
you all the best for it. Keep us informed. You're more than welcome to come back to Bliss anytime to let us know how the campaign's progressing.
Fabulous. Thank you very much.
No problem.
From Crosby Village
to your radio.